There you go, X-Talkers. Welcome to the program. The program. Yes.
Program.
The program. Oh, my.
We're not trying to program our viewers.
No. Well, why?
Right. We're trying to teach them how to get deprogrammed and think for themselves and
That's
decondition.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah. Hey, I did promise more cowbell today.
That's right. Now with more cowbell.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's apparently a thing, or it was.
It was a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Great Chris Walken.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know. Nobody will ever be him again.
No. And where is he?
I don't. He's old now.
Well, I know
like
he's
super old. Yeah.
I bet he's still dancing.
Probably.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
I certainly hope so.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, it's Tuesday, Fapo Friday.
Yes.
He's gonna jump.
No, it's Tuesday. It's actually it's 2 for Tuesday, and I do have 2. 1 and 2 are the 2 for Tuesday today. And you know what?
What?
I didn't even realize it when I did the list.
I'm telling you.
Wow, I'm just on like Donkey Kong.
It's kismet.
Wow.
Yeah. It's
Crazy.
meant to be.
Yep, must be.
Meant to be.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love the new promo. Thank you.
Isn't that great? Yeah, you look fantastic, don't you?
Why, thank you.
Look at that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I hope so.
In the beautiful, lavish XtalkLIVE studios.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes, that are going to be more lavish as we go. We're working on things, slow but sure.
All the way from Burbank, California.
Yes, no, never.
I always wanted to say that.
I
so
know.
I'll just say that. We'll
Yes.
tell everybody we're in Burbank. There you go.
Right.
Yeah, that works.
It works.
You
I
don't
mean,
really
I don't
need-
know why I would want anybody to think I was in Burbank.
Well, that's where Johnny Carson used to shoot the Tonight Show. And
Ah,
that's where
okay.
Jay Leno used to do the Tonight
Well,
Show.
then I definitely
That's-
don't want to be there.
It's me and the night thing. Don't worry about it.
I know.
I keep forgetting I'm daytime now.
You are daytime now.
That's why the sunglasses all the time.
Right. We have puppies to raise.
Yeah, apparently.
Yes.
Yeah.
So-
What a smoker he is, huh?
It is. It's been a rough couple days, but we're
Just-
on the mend. Sometimes when you make the right decision, it heals. Just making the decision is healing. And that's
Right.
what happened in the case of our Trini. She was 11, and you know, she was sicker than I even thought with the cancer and the blindness, and it's just so hard to let them go.
Yeah.
But, you know, I always say when one goes, it's to, you know, there's always another out there that needs me.
Absolutely true.
And
Absolutely.
we found him. Now I'm going to, my last, Trini was a girl. So now I'm going to have to get used to saying him.
Right.
And yeah, all the animals, Crash, you know, my son. I'm the only girl now. I'm way outnumbered,
Yeah.
but that's cool. I like a challenge. It's okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to get used to calling him a him. But he is like amazing. He's only been awake for a very brief period
Yeah.
today because he's knocked out from the 2-hour drive home.
Yeah.
But man, let me tell you, he is so smart. When we got to the place, and you know, he was the first one to wake up and show any interest because they were all napping when we arrived.
Right, of course. Yeah. Just
And
finished the morning play. Yeah.
He looked right in my eyes, lifted up his head and looked right in my eyes. And he hasn't stopped since we got him. He watched me drive the whole way home
Right.
while Crash held him in the car.
Yeah.
And yeah, he stared at me the whole time, except for when he puked on Crash. But that was the only time. Poor thing, got little car sickness, you know.
That's what I'm there for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's just so smart. He already comes to his name. We only named him that, like, what, 3 hours ago?
2.5.
And
yeah.
he's already coming to his name, Ruger. And we call him Rug for short. He loves it. And he's coming. And, you know, I can whistle and I can say, to me. Because my
Right.
cats come when I say that. And son of a gun, if he isn't already coming to me when I call him.
Oh, yeah.
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 And he goes outside, which is awesome.
Then looks around and smells, eats some leaves and grass, and then comes in and pees on the floor.
Right. He did that
That's-
once.
we got
It's
that going
okay.
down.
He
Yeah.
didn't get a treat. So he'll learn that when he goes outside, he gets a treat. And when he doesn't, then no treat. So,
Upon successful completion.
yes, he'll get a treat.
Yes.
And I kind of went all in, you know, got the blue buffalo food and the, you know, fresh pet food and
Right.
all that good stuff because nothing's happening to this puppy. Like, this is my puppy. Yes.
Right.
So, yeah. And it is a family dog, but he's my puppy.
Oh, okay. Well,
That's-
I'll be sure to remember that at 5:50 in the morning when he's got to go out.
And I'm sure you'll do a very good job taking him, Daddy, because, yes.
See,
That's a daddy job. Yeah. I feed them. I feed them and love them. Daddy takes them out. That's the way it goes.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Everybody here can attest. That's the way it goes.
Actually, everybody here is all lining up. Oh, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that and I'll train him. And
see, yeah. Uh-huh.
And then all of you just disappear when we get home. Get on your computers and devices. And the dog is like, where did my family go? And I'm like, well, this is the hard reality. You don't have one.
No,
No.
of course not.
No. Microsoft is mother.
Yeah, and it's weird because, Trini was an adult dog when we got down here.
Right.
She was already almost 4. So, she was 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was 4 when we got down here.
Yep.
So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's been over a decade since I've had a pup with energy, that kind of thing.
Right.
So we'll see how it goes. I'm very excited. And yes.
A courtesy honk followed with...
Oh,
you're jumping the gun already to the end of the show.
No, I'm not.
To get back to the puppy. I see what's going on here.
No, we're talking about the dog. I'm just, clicking buttons and stuff. That's what I do here.
Okay. I mean, you can all be impressed. I actually found stories to talk about today because it was close.
Yeah. Right?
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
But we're here, and we apologize. We missed you yesterday, but yeah, the vet got to the house at like 2:30, so there was no way I was going to be okay by 4 o'clock.
Dr. Mingala.
She was great. I have to give a shout out to Dr. Laura because she was awesome. Trini was very bitey in her old age and stuff.
Yeah.
She took to Dr. Laura like she'd known her whole life. I took the muzzle right off, like we muzzled her because we were afraid.
Yeah.
But yeah, she was amazing. And she gave Trini a sedative and let us spend like a half hour just talking to her and petting her and kissing her. While she did paperwork, she got Trini's paw print for me, which I have to bake in the oven to make it permanent.
Right.
And that was really special. And then we decided on a home burial, and we buried her under our holly tree in the backyard. So that's where she'll be. She can stay close to us. But we came back in from burying her, actually, and the house was completely different.
Yeah, that was a weird feeling.
She was gone. She didn't stick around. My cat hung around because it was sudden. Like, I could still sense his presence. But Trini, she was gone. She was just gone. She was, so excited. And when she got the sedative, she was, running. Like, she was dreaming.
Oh, yeah.
And I swear, she was already halfway there. So I can't be too sad because it was the right outcome. You know. And look, we got our Ruger.
A Rug.
So next, a Christmas Eve special, we'll have Rug on.
All right. Well,
we'll be on and Ruger will.
Enough of looking at our beautiful faces. They are beautiful, but it's time to get to, of course, the pets.
Mm.
Oh, yeah, we got them. See?
Oh, yeah, we got them.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Now with more pets and cowbell. Yes. That's it.
There we go.
And Ruger will be on soon. We have to get him camera ready.
Well, yeah, I thought he was going to be here on my lap.
All right. Well, he's only been in the house for 3 hours.
That's right.
And it's not completely puppy proof. So I couldn't have him and then him want to get down and let him wander away while I'm doing the show.
Pee on the electrical cables.
Exactly. So he's upstairs with the kids bonding.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, there you go. There it is. That's the story. We're sticking to it. And Ruger. Yeah.
All right.
I like it.
Yep, me too.
Well, don't worry. We did prepare for the show today. We got a bunch of stories to get to today, a bunch of conversations to have. So I guess without any further ado, if there isn't anything else, we should probably get on to
the stories, yeah.
The Browsertron 5000.
Yeah.
Now with more pets.
Mm-hmm. And cowbell.
There's the Browsertron. There is the pets. See, I am good.
You are good. You've got it going on now. Yes, you do.
Here we go. Flawless, seamless transitions into pets and Browsertron. You can't get it anywhere else, folks.
All right.
No. And what am I looking at? I'm looking at a post from, I guess one of our favorites, End Wokeness.
All right.
Talking about Daniel Penny, U.S. Marine, 0 prior arrests, of course, physically restrained a violent, homeless Jordan Neely.
Yes.
Homeless, on drugs, 44 years old, preceding arrests, threatening to kill all passengers. AOC says, Penny is why trains are unsafe.
Okay. Yeah. Yep. She's actually in part of what I wanted to talk about too, because she's just an idiot and a nut job. And there's been a challenge for her to ride the train on her own. No escort, no police, nobody in the car can help her. You know, don't be a racist and just go do it. Go
Right.
ride the train at night for yourself and see what it's like.
Right.
You know, but of course she won't do that because she's just a plant anyway. She's just an enemy plant. They thought that she would bring the young Latinx to the Democrats, and it all failed miserably. She's completely irrelevant. But, you know, she's been suborning treason by her words and deed for these years now, so she's not going to escape unscathed. I'm not sweating it.
Well, I don't know why any Politico out there would advise the DNC to go and even look at somebody like her because, yeah, okay, obviously the Latino vote, but the problem is you're not going to get the Latino vote because you have to understand Latinos, and they don't.
Right. Well, they don't understand the public, period, if they thought any of the insane crap was going to fly.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same in Europe, though. But like I always say, the Europe are much more liberal because they have a lot more black eyes in a lot more profound manner from World War II than we do.
Right.
So that really messed them up. And so they went full on lib because they never wanted to be accused of being, you know, Nazis ever again.
Yeah.
And or have any of that stigma on them. They tried to go the complete other way. And it boned them. And that's exactly what the bad guys were counting on. And it worked here, but there was only a significant portion of this country that was that damaged to go all in with the leftist crap. The rest of us are, you know, well-adjusted, I guess. So we didn't fall for any of that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But I know I missed this story yesterday, and that's why I wanted to talk about it. So I apologize if the stories are a little behind, but I didn't get a chance to yesterday. I was over the moon. I have had a penny on my Chinese box here on my desk sitting next to my frog ever since this began. And I said to Crash, you know, this is my good luck charm for him. And it worked. So I'm really happy about that. Yes.
No, wrong one.
That's the wrong one.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Because, you know, we've just been through, in the last 3 years, countless trials of absolutely 100% unequivocal, innocent people.
Right.
And they're all getting, you know, 20 years, 25 years, you know, right? I really didn't think this would be any different. I thought
didn't
they'll
either.
put him away just like they did all the J6ers and just like,
Right. And now they're talking about the Derek Chauvin case, and maybe that needs to be reexamined.
Maybe.
It does. Well, it does. I mean, you know, he
Come on.
overdosed. He was just out of it. But, you know, I mean, there's a second part to this, and we're going to get to it in a minute. Yeah, I really was surprised. And that just proved to me even more how the Trump effect works. They know Trump's coming. It's time for them to stop the crap and start doing what they're supposed to. And everybody's aware of it. They're all aware of it.
Yeah.
They might try to pull some little stuff here and there. I don't know why they're bothering. I mean, they'd be better served getting their affairs in order and preparing their loved ones for what's coming.
Well, and this is why I'm not sure they even understand the gravity and the weight of the things that they have done to this country and the people of this country. That I don't think that they cognate. I think they think everything's fine. And yeah, we lost the election, but you know, better skies in 2028.
Yeah, they
right?
really think. Well, that's a good point that you make. Actually, they honestly think that things are going to go back to how they were pre-2016.
Oh yeah.
Are they on glue?
Well, not even pre-2016. You'll have Maxine Waters out there, you know, calling for everybody to go and attack a white person. You already got the BLM guy there
and
yesterday.
We're going to talk about it next. Yeah, but I mean, I know a lot of the people on X before Pedo Blue Sky came out and they could escape our horribleness. Literally, they're still talking about politics like it wasn't historic. In 2016, that changed everything.
Yeah.
And that gave us license to actually fight for our country and fight for ourselves again.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they think that it's going to go back to pre-2016.
Well, the gold guy, Mike Shellis there in the chat, and all caps, because literally these 4 words, they absolutely matter, and they're absolutely true. They are killing us.
Yes.
And pretty much everywhere you look, I don't care if you're looking in local municipal, Johnson County, Wyoming, or wherever you are, like you can see evidence of this literally at every level through the government of the United States.
Right.
And I think that's why the new cabinet coming in, they're making no bones about who's going to be doing what, and those individuals are coming out and being very open and honest with exactly what their priorities are, what they're going to do, yada yada yada.
Right.
Yeah, I took a little bit of umbrance to Elon Musk this morning about his, it's a travesty. The computers in the government are just so old and junk. We've got to get them all gaming systems.
But there probably are, though. How are we going to keep account accurately and in real time if the computers are still like running DOS?
Okay, but here's the thing. They don't.
But you don't know that. This isn't Canada, where they'll splurge to make the government look good. Nobody even goes into these offices.
No, I'm saying they don't in terms of actually entering any numbers into a budget and actually entering any of the lines that would
that's going to
be able to have a department submit an actual budget to Congress for review as they're supposed to. We wonder where all these billions and billions of dollars keep disappearing to every year.
Right.
And you have these morons who are in our employ tell us with a straight face, well, we lost $2 trillion this year, $4 trillion.
Right.
Right? Ever since 9/11. Well, actually.
Well, part of 9/11 was covering up the trillions they stole.
Ever since 9/10.
Right.
When Rumsfeld came out and informed us of our first $4 trillion loss, where did it go? We don't know. He actually said we don't know, and then 9/11 happens, and then it's time to go to war.
Right.
Right.
Yep.
That's the way that went down.
About.
And people, you ask any American, I don't care who it is, ask any American about 9/11. They'll tell you where they were. They'll tell you about the planes. They'll tell you about the buildings. They'll tell you about the Building 7 that was completely undamaged and it went down anyway. They'll tell you about the Muslims. They'll tell you about the ID. They'll tell you about the how high a temperature
steel
aircraft
burns at.
fuel burns at as opposed to the steel girders in the buildings. They will tell you everything, but the one thing they won't tell you is somebody stole $4 trillion of our dollars.
Right.
The day before.
100%.
And I'm sitting here thinking, okay, you know what? 3,000 people died. All the families, the loss. Since then, another 3, 4, 5, 6,000 people have died. First responders, as well as our soldiers, which we've sent to every corner of the planet ever since in endless wars for nothing.
Right.
For nothing. It's absolutely for nothing. So what you end up with is this culture that's just focused on all the things they shouldn't be. What I have seen nobody ask the simple question, where did $4 trillion of our dollars go? And in a country whose dollar is shaky at best and on the world stage is openly and actively under attack.
All right.
They want to do away with the American dollar. They want to crypto you. They want to, right? It would seem to me that on the list of our priorities as a people should be, where did that money go? And then where did the $2 trillion the next year go? And then where did the $5 trillion the next year go? All these black programs that keep sucking all this stuff up. Well, what are they doing?
Right.
Who are they accountable to? The government will tell you they're accountable to nobody. They're black programs.
Right.
Well, that's not acceptable to the American people.
Yes, we don't have expendable, disposable income like that. This is, everybody in this country works for that money. There's no such thing as government money. It's all taxpayer money.
Right.
So it's our money. And we didn't agree to just give you a blank check to develop whatever you're developing. And look at how they've changed the American lives
in the last 25 years since then.
Right.
Look at what they make you do at the airports, if nothing else.
I didn't mind in the beginning. I was like, okay, well, you know what? They're keeping me safe. They're giving us cool stuff. And
Yes, but you never stop to ask yourself, geez, I'm not wearing a burqa. Why am I the bad guy?
I mean, I'm going back, like 30 years before all that.
Before. Yeah.
I was a CIA fangirl too.
Right.
I was all this stuff.
Because you bought the story.
Yeah, just like I am about, eliminating all threats and killing all the enemies now. I was the same way back then. That part didn't change. That was always unequivocal.
It's one of the things I loved about you.
Right. So I cheered on all of that stuff because, they put their lives on the line. They're developing these things for us. Let them have what they need. There is no price you can put on the security of the American people.
No.
So that's how I felt until I learned the truth, obviously. But yeah. Right.
Yeah. Anyway, there it is.
There it is.
I could go on for days.
We
about
could.
This. Yeah.
Yes.
It's sad.
It is. But it's changing. And that's it.
Well, it is.
Yes.
It is. And isn't it interesting? The mainstream media just working overtime now. Overtime. Like I've just noticed in the last 2 days, they are just hammering and hammering, trying to make it seem like Donald Trump's cabinet is anything less than exactly as good as they are.
Oh God, way better.
Right?
God. That's projection. That's how projection works.
Yeah.
So yes, we'll get to the MSM in a minute too.
Yeah, so they're not going down without a fight, but that's okay because we are ready and have been for a good number of years.
That's
now.
right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Next one?
Yes, please.
All right.
Because it's still part of this one, but.
It is. That's right. Black Lives Matter. Michael Jackson is alive. Yes. Oh, yeah. No, he is. I have it on good authority that Michael Jackson is indeed alive and breathing. He is currently at Epstein Island, which has been converted now to a haven for JFK Jr. and Elvis Presley.
Yes.
They all live there now. And, well, they do because the cameras were disabled and nobody goes there now because it's a no place.
A no place.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
So back to the clip.
Oh, right. It's a clip?
Isn't it? No.
No,
Okay, back to the story.
It's just a picture of Michael Jackson. Anyway, it's from Black Lives Matter official. We need a world where empathy replaces fear, where compassion replaces violence, and where no one's humanity is up for debate.
Yeah.
Jordan Neely deserved more. His life, like all Black lives,
Right.
held infinite worth.
Right.
We honor him by refusing to accept a system that turns away from those in need and rewards those who caused them.
Okay. Well, I posted this because, yesterday when I read something of that nature, I was like, let them effing come. Enough.
Yeah.
Bring it, when he was threatening to kill white people. And then today to this, I responded that, no. Like, no. How about, that only benefits you people? How about that makes everybody else in the world unsafe?
Mm-hmm.
How about if you commit unsolicited violence or crime, you get exiled off the dirt and that's it? How about that? Because we don't have to live with it. Criminals aren't something that we have to live with. Unprovoked violence isn't something that we have to live with.
Well, and here's another thing, too. We talked about this earlier today. I believe it was this morning, yeah. I brought up to you the statistics from 1970. In 1970, America's jail system was populated with 70%, quote, African Americans.
Yes.
70% of the offenders in this country, in our jails in 1970, was 70%. So that staggered me. When I was a young buck, I first learned of that number, and I was like, that's insane because they're only 11% of the country.
Right.
They're 11% of the United States, and they're making up 70% of prison populations. That's a huge problem. And so I would keep an eye on the news, for any updates or anything about how that's changing, and new administrations go in and go out, and all these things happen, and I'm still waiting, and I'm still waiting. Well, now I did some recent accumulation, I guess you say, or research. The actual prison population now, African American, is 74%.
Right.
That's in our jails right now,
That's
incarcerated,
insane.
right? 74% now. So we're approaching 3/4. And their actual total percentage makeup, African Americans in America account for 13% of the nation's population.
And I always say that that's inaccurate. It's less than half of that number because the other half are law-abiding patriots.
Right.
So it's only less than half of 13% of this country that are the problem for everybody else.
Absolutely.
And there's nothing, again, I sound like a broken record. There's nothing in our founding documents that says we have to live with them. We have to house, feed, entertain, educate them while they're sitting in prison, just committing the same crimes over and over and over again. And we just let them.
Well, and I've always wondered, because I've been really confused about the whole slave thing and the Civil War thing and the Revolution thing and the slave thing again. I'm like, well, if these plantation owners and stuff all brought them here and they were buying and selling them because that's what they did in Africa.
Right.
Oh, yes.
Don't forget the Democrat government had a hand in all that too.
Well, and don't forget that the first people to sell black people were black people.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Some black people got it in their mind that, hey, I can sell you and your sister and everybody else in that hut and make some money.
Yep.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
That's where it started. And yes, Europe took part and we took part.
Every nation since the beginning of time has enslaved and sold slaves, people, other people.
Other people
Even
are lesser.
Their own people.
Right. So when anybody talks about equality, where is the equality in that early society in Africa? There was no equality there.
They were all warlords and competing and all that other kind of stuff.
There's slavers and slavees.
It's the same thing I say when they talk about how, we took this land from the Indians. First of all, we conquered them. And second of all, before we got here, they were conquering each other. So it's just a load of crap that the left uses to try to make a political argument. And people fall for it because it's a psychological and an emotional manipulation that we need to be deconditioned from.
Yeah. I remember being a kid and looking at that whole situation. I had the thought when I'm going to say 11. When I was 11 years old, I'm sitting there looking at it and I'm like, well, okay, so you freed them all, so their services were no longer needed. Why didn't you send them back where they came from? Wouldn't they want to go home? Don't they aren't they missing their hut?
Right.
I'm being serious. I'm not being a jerk here. Like, if I was a little Ubangi boy with a bone in my hair and stuff, and I grew up in the family hut
in nature,
wouldn't I want to go back there? Of course I would.
Right. Absolutely, 100%. I wish we could stream the live stream camera because I do have cameras all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
And the puppy playing with the kids upstairs. It's so cute.
We could do it, but you're not going to like it.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
Oh, you don't dare show the studio.
Yeah, no, well, not the studio, but the rest of the house.
Oh.
Yeah, they're upstairs. He's so cute.
Yes.
I just can't wait till he perks up. He's happy that he's here and perks up and comes to life and we can play.
Yeah.
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
But no, you're 100% right about all of it. And it has to stop now because the world doesn't move forward unless we put that crap to bed.
And like anybody, though, I don't care who you are in America or Canada, because their culture in Canada has been pretty much the same as here. And of course, everything that's going on here is going on in Canada too.
Right.
It's just accelerated there because the leader is a pussy.
Well, that's true. And there's a story about him today.
Oh, God. The governor.
You're hitting
Canada.
on all the things I want to talk about today. How weird.
Oh, good. Good.
Yeah.
But I mean, we drive Fords and Chevys and Dodges in Canada. We have the same things. We all watched ABC and NBC and CBS as a kid growing up. It's no different.
Right.
So when people talk about Canadians and Americans and the differences, I'm like, well, No, really, you have Thanksgiving on different days, and that's about it,
Right.
right?
Right.
And we have way too many East Indians and Chinese in Canada.
And French people.
Well, that goes without saying. Those God, even the French will tell you.
Quebecois.
It's Quebecois.
It's Quebecois.
There's no z and
Sorry,
No.
disagree.
No,
it's
well,
the
you
feminine.
Disagree all you want.
I don't have
Quebecois?
to. I am learning.
Like the Iroquois?
No, not like the Iroquois.
It is exactly like
It's Quebecois.
Oh, God.
Shush.
Actually, Gold Guy says, annex Canada, we want that gold.
Okay,
and you
well,
know
that's part of the story.
Oh.
So that's part of the story.
Okay,
so
can
anyway,
we move on from Michael?
just a bit again about the BLM thing. I
Okay.
mean, this is the same thing that I've been saying for nearly a decade. It stops when they call us racist and we say, okay, what are you going to do about it? That's when it stops.
Right.
Stop pandering to it. Stop whatever. And just own the crap so we can fix the crap.
Well, when Black Lives Matter guy out there yesterday, it was like, that you can go out and find a motherfucker and go out and do the motherfucker. And sorry, it's a quote.
Well, there's a beat button for a reason.
Yeah, but people don't want to hear that. They'd rather just hear the truth, right? Am I right? So he's out there and he's like, yeah, you find the white people, you kid the white people, we don't care, right? He's doing all that. And I'm like,
He is doing that.
yes, openly
He
to the
is
cameras.
Openly. God forbid I get up there and I say what I want to say. I can't even say it about corrupt traitors.
The time has come, y'all.
That's right. It has. It absolutely has.
Well, and that's the other thing, too. And kind of where I was going. If you're a kid, you get born and raised in America, you're an American. You should have that sense. Like we used to have the American flag in our classrooms. We used to say the Pledge of Allegiance to the United States of America every morning.
Yeah.
We used to understand what it meant to be American. We used to have veterans, decorated veterans who would come into the class and give you, the story about what they went through and what they did for their country and, take off their leg and pass it around all the kids. Right?
Yeah.
Like that's what because it gives the kids that sense of understanding, granted it was all sold on a lie, but I mean, that's the lie we had. That's what we were told. That's what we were brought up into.
Right.
So that stuff means something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Veterans absolutely mean something. Actually, I always say they mean everything because without them, we wouldn't have nothing.
That's what I say. Yeah.
So that's that. So if you're black or white, you should be being raised with the same American flag, the same
it's
pledge.
the same for anybody that comes here.
Well, look what they've done, though. Especially in Democrat states, you'll see the segregated schools.
Right.
That was the thing.
It was a thing.
And I'm
but
like, well,
I'm sorry, it wasn't a bad thing. It wasn't at all a bad thing. It was the liberals' idea. Everybody was happy. There's a reason that the most successful societies are homogeneous. They're the same in values and ideals and principles.
right.
Because you can't have diversity of idea is good, but you have to have homogeneity in practice.
Right.
And that's just the way it is. You start throwing, I always say, the melting pot is just sludge. That's all it is. And I was proven right yet again, because this is where we're at. This country is nothing but a big thing of sludge right now. Poop. It's time to sieve it, to strain it and sieve it and get the fat off the top and chuck it out where we throw the fat and just keep the good gravy. And that's what it has to be done.
Yeah.
And everybody used to land on this dirt back during the Great Migration times, the Irish, the Italians, all those people.
And we all worked towards that common goal and belief.
That's right. When you landed on this dirt, you landed here to become American.
Yeah.
You didn't land here to, make the country you came from great again or fly their flag or, you came here to be American. You wanted that. You wanted the dream. And that's what it was. And everyone worked toward it.
Yeah.
Sure, you had your criminals and your whatevers. But, that's another thing about the criminals. When I talk about exile, I'm dead serious. I hope everybody's aware of that. First we get rid of the illegals, the illegal criminals, then everybody that shouldn't be here from the incentivized invasion of 2008 with Obama, especially the Muslims. Then we start on the American citizens that are repeat offenders.
Yeah.
There's no reason we have to live with them. That's why I'm really excited about Greenland, and I hope that goes through because that's where they can go.
Yeah.
You know, and that's it. And let them do that crap there, not here on mainland America where American families live.
Yeah. There you go.
And that's how we start making America great again, because we have our own criminals, you know, our own American issues. And we can't solve it if we're trying to solve Muslim issues and we're trying to solve African issues. And if we're trying to solve asylee issues from Syria, you know, we're done bending over backwards, accommodating all of these foreign people who have no interest in being an American. And the few that actually do, the honestly good people, well, I'm sorry for you. The rest of them ruined it for you because I don't want you here anymore either.
Okay. Fair enough. There you go.
We don't need it. You want to make America great again? It should be done so by Americans only.
Yeah.
And in 25 years from now, we can revisit whether we need more people.
Well, and that's the other thing, too. Last week, I remember we were talking about Europe and you know, it's all great that they're celebrating Donald Trump's win and all that great stuff in London, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
Guess what? You still have to take your own country back. You
right.
can't, right?
Exactly.
I mean, you can't be expecting that. Well, you know, I'll tell you what, you liberate America and then come around for us.
Right, exactly.
No, we're not your bitch.
Yep.
We're not.
Right. Well, I don't think North Korea will take them, Bubba. And yeah, we're going to send them home. That's right. If you can't, it's the same thing with BLM and the black people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we don't have to have you in our society. If you're not going to behave like everybody else, then you're gone.
Well,
Go away.
And how can you stand there straight faced to a bunch of media cameras, to national media, and say what that guy said yesterday, and actually have the balls to do it, number one, but number two, to actually stand there representing a group whose leader took all the money that was generated feeling sorry for y'all and bought a bunch of mansions.
Right, that too. It's all just baloney.
It completely,
it's just all baloney.
Right? You're discredited right from the get-go. That guy would have been better off to just, you know, say, I'm Cash Sorensen or whatever his name was, and you know, speak as himself, because you put BLM in front of your name. That's nobody listens.
Yeah, they're
to that.
discredited and they're gone.
Yeah,
that's right. Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, enough of the black thing.
Yeah, and let's move on because we've got 15 minutes and like 3 more stories in the FAFO to go.
That's right.
Yeah.
But I've been thinking about adding 1488 to my.
I thought he was going to say I was thinking of adding 40 more minutes to the show.
Well, I kind of wanted to talk to you about that too.
Well, our special shows are 2 hours.
Well, this is special. We're here. We're here. No? Okay.
No.
Well, moving on now. Donald J. Trump posts from his Truth Social.
Right.
It was a pleasure to have dinner the other night with Governor Justin Trudeau of the great state of Canada. I look forward to seeing the governor again soon so that we may continue our in-depth talks on tariffs and trade, the results of which will be truly spectacular for all involved. DJT. That was from his Truth Social, 12:06 a.m. Eastern, back on the 10th.
Right.
It's very funny too.
Today is the 10th.
They showed the clip of Trudeau coming out after the dinner meeting, which now we're made privy of some of the discussion topics.
Right.
He's like, it was a good conversation. Thank you. And off he goes back to his Maple Leaf place.
Well, I submit, and I know I'm not the only one that agrees, that we absolutely 100,000% should annex Canada.
Yeah.
They've proven. You good?
Oh, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm trying to work on the dyslexic audience here. Hello.
We haven't done a show for 3 days, so he's rusty. He'll get it. It'll be good tomorrow.
It's my fingers.
Yes, that's it. He'll get it. But we absolutely should. The Canadians haven't had decent government for decades and decades now.
God.
And, they need some direction too, because, and we talked about this, why strategically we need to have it. Mike talks about resources. I talk about not having Chinese troops on our border and being able to, not that I believe Russia's our enemy, because I don't, to be able to have that significant top part of our continent,
Oh, yeah.
belong to entirely us for our own protection. We cannot trust Canada to stop any invader coming through our northern border.
Nope.
They would get mowed down. It would be the fastest invasion in history, and we'd still be doing the job we're doing. So let's just man it.
They bend over faster than Dylan Mulvaney in a bathhouse.
That's right, exactly. Yeah. So it's essentially true. Annex Canada, make Trudeau the governor until we can oust him and put somebody actually Canada first in there.
Mm-hmm.
And do that. And I'm all for it.
Roast Scotiabank and the Royal Bank and
that's right.
All the World Economic Forum
holdings. Could you imagine
holdings.
being able to drive into Canada, not have to fly? I flew in there how many times when Crash and I were dating, and it was a nightmare waiting.
Elon Musk is making it so we can drive to London in 50 minutes.
That's on there next to you. Always going ahead. Okay. So that's my bit on that. Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Moving on.
Moving along. That's right. From Amuse. Elon Musk said Boring Company would dig a tunnel from New York City to London for $20 billion.
Trillion.
It says billion.
Well, the picture says trillion.
Well, I'm not reading the picture.
Oh, okay.
$20 billion. I say we take him up on the offer ASAP. This is from
Hat tip.
At Amuse with a hat tip to Daily Loud.
Yes.
And of course, the image, yes, does say proposed $20 trillion.
It will be
tunnel.
trillion. It won't be billion. That was a typo by Amuse. So.
Well, yeah, because you're going to have to go
underneath the Atlantic Ocean.
More than 12 miles down.
Right. I think this is the coolest thing ever. Crash doesn't because he does not like sharks.
No.
I think this is the coolest thing ever, and I think we should make it see-through.
Okay.
But can you imagine?
See-through.
Totally. Can you imagine being in London in 53 minutes, jetting over to Paris, just taking a train to Italy to have lunch and doing all this kind of stuff? That would be the most incredibly insane, amazing thing ever.
Yeah.
And how enriching it would be for us to be able to do that and them vice versa come here to do that, a day trip and stuff like that. That would be just like incredible.
Well, it would be. Gold Guy says in the chat room there, I remember science fiction stories concerning that idea, but geology in between there and here is challenging to say the least.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I remember that. Popular mechanics, popular science, they quite often had cover stories in their last 20 or 30 years about that stuff. And I've read them all too, and they're pretty amazing and awesome. And we technically can do it, but I guess what the question really is why, right?
Because we can.
Yeah, but look at what we were talking about this before the show, and you were like, "Oh, this is great, honey. We move back to New York and then whip on over to London for an afternoon with the kids and blah
I'd
blah."
be very happy
right?
about that. Yes.
Well, you would, but I hate to break it to you. Britain and France and Spain and all the places.
Look, how long is it going to take for that to be built? By the time it's built, we'll have made Europe great again too. That's the point. Yes. Hey, the Europeans don't like it, but they're in two camps. They're either the butts we kicked or the butts we saved, and we decide what happens in the Western world.
Absolutely.
They don't have to like it, but that's the way it is.
They do.
And it'll always be like that. Right.
There it is.
Yes.
Is anybody, I'm a serious question here because I certainly haven't been, and I'm looking at the comments and stuff. Everybody seems to be pretty engaged with the conversation we're having. Is anybody really looking at the damn pets? Do we really have to?
I am looking at the pets while you're talking. Yes. See?
It's like distractions.
I'm looking at the pets.
Right?
Yes.
It's like if the station manager came to me and is like, okay, Crash, you have to have strippers now being streamed all the time when you're doing your night show. And I'd be like,
you're not doing a night show.
Right.
Exactly.
And if I was, and there were strippers up there, I'd be looking at them. So would all the guys in the chat room. They'd be like, oh, damn, she fine.
They can't just stare at the tweet for the whole conversation we're talking about.
I know. So we're supposed to be switching to
we're
candid shots of you and me.
Well, we'll do that on our special show. I'm working on it. I'm working.
I don't know.
on it.
I think if I took a consensus of the folks watching right now, they'd be saying this is a pretty
Well,
special
I've
show.
got news for you because the gold guy has the Pet Collective on his TV too, not just his browser.
Oh.
So there you go. Kate wins again. I win again. I am connected to the will of the people.
Okay.
Yes.
I got a cowbell. I got a.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, moving on, if you please.
Moving on, you suck. Go.
Yes, moving on.
All right. Well, this tweet comes to us from Eric Doherty.
Okay.
That's at ERIC. I'm just kidding.
They can read, yeah.
This is not what the country voted for. Democrat on CNN rages over Trump's plan for deportations and ending birthright citizenship. Quote, I could be deported. My citizenship should be taken away and my children could be taken away. Let's be very clear. Americans voted for Trump because of groceries.
Is that why?
Because of lowering costs.
Is that why?
He has not talked about it one bit.
Yeah.
What this country did not vote for is to deport the 11 million, tiny little number,
Really?
undocumented immigrants who do the critical work for our economy. So they're literally talking about Nancy Pelosi's strawberry pickers. What Americans want is a
Our
solution to immigration, expanded legal pathways. I got news for this person. This has got nothing to do with immigration.
Right. This was a clip.
We're talking about the 70-some million now that are just walking over the border for the last 3.5, 4 years.
Right.
Let's go to the clip. Let's do that.
Yeah, I want to hear her.
I might be deported because I'm a naturalized citizen.
Get out.
And Stephen Miller, who is Donald Trump's deputy chief of staff, has said that they're going to embark on a denaturalization program. So
Yes.
I could be deported. My citizenship could be taken away.
Bye.
And my children could be deported because they have birthright citizenship.
Bye.
So this is not what the country voted for. Let's
It
be
is.
very clear. Americans voted for Trump because of groceries, because of lowering costs. He has not talked about that one bit. What this country did not vote for is to deport the 11 million undocumented immigrants who do critical work for our economy,
Critical
who have
work.
injected $7 trillion into our economy.
are on crack,
And what
lady.
Americans want is a solution to immigration. They want
Yeah.
expanded legal pathways,
No.
and they do want more stronger, smart border security, which is exactly what Democrats are talking about.
Oh,
and Democrats
shut her
have
off
always been the
now.
ones willing.
Yeah, shut her off now.
Once again,
before I punch my screen.
Head on over to 1488.com.
Yeah, no. And it has nothing to do with that. Not that I will say that if I had to choose, if you gave me a choice between that and the way everything is now, there is no choice to
No,
me.
you don't even think about
So, yeah. But she is on crack because this country absolutely voted to send her liberal, treason suborning, should never have been here in the first place, ass back to wherever she came from. And if she's raising kids that are half as ridiculous as her, they can go too.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she's going to find that out because we're going to denaturalize treason suborning liberal twunts. Absolutely we are.
100%.
So she should be getting her affairs in order and packing too. And it was an awesome ratio in the comments too.
Oh, was it?
Of this too. Everybody's
Yeah.
like, yeah, no, lady, we actually did vote to send you back. Yes. So
As I tune my guitar, baby.
that's it. That's it. So that was my infuriating post of the day.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, Taylor Swift is quite upset, apparently.
Yeah, well, she's another one. Because again, I don't care if you're born here or not. If you're a treason suborning liberal nut job, we don't have to keep you here.
Right.
I mean, where does our life and liberty and pursuit of happiness go if we have to put up with you? Where does that go?
Right.
It gets robbed from us. That's where it goes. And we're not having it anymore. I'm not anyway. So yeah, that's that.
Well, as far as my commentary on it, I only hope that what you want comes to fruition.
It will. It will.
There you go.
Yep.
Yeah.
I might have to put up with some. But they screw up, they're gone.
Well, you know, I don't have a problem with black people.
I don't have a problem with any people that are want to be American and fight for the prosperity and security of this nation.
100%.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because they're just Americans to me.
Yeah.
I don't care what color you are.
Yeah.
I don't care where you came from.
Nope.
Do you speak English? Do you want America to be prosperous and safe? If so, welcome to the fam.
You
If
win.
not, you're the enemy and you're out of here.
Yeah.
That's it.
You carry a Palestinian Liberation Organization flag in a protest, you're gone.
I don't care if you're born here and as white as the day is long. If you're hanging out at these pro-Hamas protests, you're out of here too.
Yeah.
Because obviously you are not suited for the kind of America we want to have.
No.
And that's it.
No.
Yep.
No. 100%.
Yes, we're getting rid of the dual citizenship for politicians too, because that's ridiculous. That's another
what is
show.
that
We're going to
about?
save that
Yeah.
show for last.
Well, see that's why I hate doing these Twitter things. It's great and you get a lot of stuff out in an hour, but I'm lacking the gravity of some of these conversations because they're important. Right?
We're not there yet. We'll get there.
All right.
Yep, we're not there.
Well, there you go. Trump says I want to deport 11 million illegals and 2 puppies, and the media's like, 2 puppies? Why? And Trump says, see, nobody cares about the illegals.
That's right.
Well, and they really don't
100%.
until
No.
it's made a thing where you got to get behind and get your flag and put up a thing on your profile and right?
All right. Yep.
I don't understand why people choose that kind of moronic thing
Right.
instead of just being themselves, enjoying and appreciating the country they live in and be willing to fight and die for it. I don't see the problem.
Nope, me neither.
No.
No. My damage. And, liberals go where they're accepted.
Yeah.
And they can only be accepted if they, say the stuff that the
Well, and some
elites want
of
them to
the
say.
things out of North Korea are just staggering. That Joe Rogan a couple of weeks ago had I forget her name, Pung Cock or something. No, it's something like that. Fung Pock or Pung Fock or some cock. I don't.
Okay.
I don't know what her name is, but God, the stories this poor girl had. She's like 25 now or whatever. But she was talking about growing up in North Korea and everything else. And I'm telling you, men and women have died to give you and I the ability today to go and pick up that puppy.
Right.
That's a fact that you cannot argue that.
Right.
And she was saying on the show that she just can't believe just so many things that people in this country can do without even a second thought. That she said in North Korea, you can't even think about it for fear of repercussions.
Yeah. Yep.
And it was just boggling to listen to her. And I think quite often when I see these posts, people talk about, well, we need to send them to the country they love so dear.
All right.
We need to send all those gay people to Iran and Iraq.
Yeah.
Get in there.
All the
with
ones they're fighting for.
Yeah.
We're watching a show right now on Apple. It's called Silo. The second season just came out. And they all live in a silo. It's a nuclear wasteland, supposedly, whatever the heck. And if you say, I want to go outside, that's it. You can't take it back and you go outside. Because saying that puts the entire silo under threat, because if you go outside unsanctioned, you could endanger the entire silo.
Exactly.
So if you utter those words in this show, then it doesn't matter if you take it back, didn't mean it, whatever, you're going outside.
Yeah.
And I think it should be the same thing when you speak anti-American about anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I guess on that note, we got to kind of round it up. We're 5
Yes.
a.m. p.m. Eastern.
Yes.
See, I think it's 5 a.m. Yeah,
We
good-
have a good FAFO today, too.
Good morning, America.
But thank you for coming back again, even though we missed yesterday. We really appreciate you. Visit Furycast.com. Subscribe to my Substack at zerodarkkitty.substack.com. Share our show on whatever platform you're watching it on. We really appreciate it. And if you like our work, please consider a super follow. Send us a tip by clicking the $1 in my profile here on X, or consider a donation to paypal.me/Kate2010. This is all we do because it's what we love to do, and we want to keep doing it for you. So help us to do that, and hope you'll join us again tomorrow.
Yeah. And a little known fact, when I was younger, I actually tried to break into the rap business.
Oh my gosh. Here we go.
Yeah, I was 2 packs for sure. Some of
Yes.
you might have heard of me. I
True
actually
story, actually.
did release an album, 2 packs for sure. And my sidekick, my man on the DJ machine there, he was called Dollar Sign.
Mm-hmm.
True story.
Yeah.
I'm not even kidding.
It is a true
I don't
story.
know why I shared that sad tidbit, but here is Steve Inman.
Honk followed with a courtesy tap, and Felipe has done effed up. As you can see, the man is now pissed off. He said, "You touched my ride, booyah!"
Now at second glance, it looks like those are soy pills. He's trying to rob the place, but you gotta be quicker than that. Well, when you don't have gun rights, you might be in a situation like this, and you may not be able to protect yourself. But in this situation, he's able to chitty bang bang his way out of there, taking this man and putting him into the ground. And now it appears a chitty bang bang moment couldn't happen any sooner. My God, he's on the ground squirming like a little bitch. What happened to the tough guy coming in here trying to rob the joint for freaking boner pills, huh? Now he's on the ground going, oh my God, I don't think I'll ever get a boner for the rest of my life. That's right. You f***ed around and you found out real quick. The criminal vax, 1 shot, safe and effective. So a robber walked in the store and asked Old Man Withers, how about you hand over the money? And Old Man Withers like, how about we play a game of Pokemon? Holy sh**.
Well, if you plan on crossing the counter at this restaurant, plan on scoring yourself a complimentary tour of the kitchen. My God, as he tosses them down. Now giving the man a complimentary sample of a 1-piece, 2-piece, 3-piece. Now giving him a, my God, this has turned into a family combo meal. The employee walks away like this type of shit happens every day.
Darren thought it was a great idea to F around with the shark, and he found out real quick that he lost his pinky.
Well, if you're thinking about LARPing and playing the game Grand Theft Auto in real life, well, real life has real consequences as this asshole continues to try and block this guy from moving along and doesn't realize that to his left there's another car that's pulling up. And that appears to be not a citizen, but a cop, telling him to get back in his car. What the hell do you think you're doing? Blocking traffic. I've got to get home. I've got chimichangas I got to eat and put in the microwave, you son of a bitch. Whether it's a bluff or not, the second you put your hands on anybody's wife, anybody's child, you better prepare for the consequences and prepare for a couple of friggin' lead injections. My God, takes a lead nugget to his body, and I believe his Windows operating system has shut down permanently. Good. Then a hero comes along with the strength to carry on, and booyah, takes him down, and a kick to the dome as a receipt for his efforts. This becomes like a discount Point Break with Keanu Reeves down there going, I am an FBI agent, man.
Just when you think the other guy got away, you're absolutely wrong.
The situation is equalized immediately as Pookie runs and squirms around like the little soy bitch he is.